Hey dudes, welcome back to another video. So, if you watched the previous video, you know that we had to cut the pros and cons video in two parts. So, this is the second part and we hope you enjoyed this video as well. So now we're gonna move on to the pros of living in Malta.
Yeah, now that all the cons are out of the way, we can move to our pros. And one of our pros are the obvious one, the weather and how warm and nice and beautiful the country is.
Yeah, like obviously that's the reason we wanted to move here away from Scotland and all the rain
And clouds and darkness.
and no summer whatsoever. So yeah, the weather here is amazing. Obviously, as I keep mentioning, yes, there are some cold months, but in comparison to other countries, the cold months are still bearable. But when it gets warm, like they have like almost 8 months of warm summertime weather, something like that. So it gets
So we have summer pretty much starting from
April.
No,
No?
I would say May, end of May, because April is like still 15 to 20 degrees, but like cold 15 to 20, not like.
Okay, yeah. So
say
but it's
May,
still
June, July, August, September, October,
and
November-ish. So I would say.
But we're not gonna-
yeah, 6 or 7 months, depending on the year, probably.
because November is still warm, but you're not gonna swim
You're not gonna
anymore.
swim.
But it's still nice outside, and it's so warm here, especially in the summer, that a lot of locals even hate how hot it is, and they just can't wait for it to get like medium warm. But for me personally, even when it was the heat wave and when it's super hot now, I'm enjoying my life away. I'm super happy, so I don't mind the heat at all. So I'm in the right place weather-wise. All right, the next one is quite specifically just for me, and that is that I can fly the drone here almost anywhere. Malta just has a lot of people who have drones, so no one really is bothered here. So no one even bats an eye. You can just fly and do your thing, and I've been flying here pretty much more than I've ever flew the drone in my whole life before. And back in Scotland or in Latvia, where it's kind of something new, everyone was staring at me and like being all shocked, as if I'm trying to kill them with this flying machine. But here, like people don't notice that you're doing anything. They just walk past, and I can get the most amazing shots of like how beautiful the country is. So that's kind of thing I'm really enjoying about Malta. And that brings us to the next point of the good things about Malta, and that is how beautiful the country is. That's it. Malta has the most beautiful nature and the cleanest water that I've ever seen. So it's amazing to swim, that you can see everything. And we've been traveling around Malta like for the past 2 years. We've been to so many places, and everything's just so beautiful. You just want to take pictures, and like the nature is absolutely amazing. And even the city, especially like the older cities, have their charm. So you just kind of enjoy walking around. And after being here for 2 years, I still feel like I'm seeing all these streets for the first time. And yeah, I'm really enjoying how pretty the country is.
And the other thing is how clean the water is here, how nice the beaches are. And if you like sandy beaches, you can go there. If you like rocky beaches, you can find those. Us, for example, we like going to Manuel Island, and there is no sand, but still the water is pristine and there's less crowded. So we like that.
Yeah, I used to think that when we came here, I was like, where's the sand? Why is there all rocks everywhere? But actually it's kind of nice because there's no sand stuck in your shoes and bags and everywhere. It's like you just step out like in a pool, so it's kind of nice.
Exactly, it's like kind of advantage in itself, because you don't have to clean your towels, or if you take your beach blankets, you don't have to clean them after. You just roll them up and then dry them at home, and then you can use them again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you do like your sandy beaches, there's sandy beaches there as well. So we have a lot of options here.
Those sandy bitches.
Sandy beaches. So yeah, summertime here is like really nice, right? Yeah. Okay, the next great thing about Malta is the quality of life here. So even though we previously mentioned that the salaries are disproportionate to housing costs. But if you live and spend your money responsibly, then you're able to have some savings, because Malta does have higher salaries than many EU countries. Also, Malta is relatively safe, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, living here is safe, especially for if you like taking public transport, being in the public places. I've never encountered any pocket pickers or anything like that, or not even like people coming up to you asking things, or you know.
Yeah, I agree, because even when people leave their stuff at the beach and they can go swimming, no one is really worried that like everything will get stolen, or as you said, if we walk around at nights or any like in
Evenings.
yeah, or like these dark alleys or whatever, it's always like, you know, quite a safe place. So
And always we take public transport and nothing ever has happened to us.
yeah.
And even though it gets really crowded and people stand very close to each other, because buses in Malta get really, really full, never have I ever experienced that it would be sketchy or anything like that.
Exactly, I agree. So that's something that, in our opinion, I would say, yeah, Malta is a safe place to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's move on to the next one. And the next good thing about Malta is their tasty bread and other tasty foods, because Malta is very proud of their diverse cuisine. And unfortunately, because we're vegetarians, we can't explore all of it, but the things that we've tried are absolutely delicious and top quality. And one of my favorites are Maltese pizzas and cheese pasticci's, and of course the hopsha bread and ftiras. So basically all kind of breads are like, I think they're specialty. Like I think this is like the tastiest bread I've ever eaten. So when I have a chance, I get the Maltese bread, because it always tastes the same, and it's cheap. So yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's really nice. I really like all the pizzas they have, and vegetarian wraps, and that they have a lot of vegetarian options, even though it might not be as popular. I think in every cafeteria you will find something, and it's really good.
Yeah, so whenever we did have a chance, we tried something. Like most of the time it's really good. So that's, if you're into food and you like tasty foods, then this is the right place for you.
And this one is one of my favorite pros for living in Malta, and it is that we have a lot of public holidays. In fact, we have the most public holidays in Europe.
Yeah, we have 14 public holidays that are, all of them are paid if you work that day. So this is the list of all the public holidays that we do have.
Not only that we have the most public holidays, also in public holidays, if you have to work, you will get double pay, which I've never seen in any other country, and I've lived in a couple of those.
And also Sundays are double pay.
Sundays are double pay, yeah.
Yeah, so if you work here on Sundays, then you get twice your hourly rate, which is a reason why a lot of people do choose to get their shifts on Sunday, because, I mean, you do the same work, you get paid twice. So
basically, you can get you work for one day and earn 2 days, basically.
exactly. I think back in Latvia, if I'm not mistaken, it was just Christmas.
Yeah, that
Something like that.
Only Christmas was
Yeah.
it. But well, to be honest, I don't think it was paid double.
No, like 1.5 or something like that.
Exactly, 1.5, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but here it's like you have your 14 public holidays, you have all your Sundays double paid. So, yeah, I think that's great. I'm definitely taking advantage of that. Available. All right, and as a surprise, we have the last pro of why Malta is so good, and it's a surprise because we usually shit on the Malta public transport a lot, but actually there's some nice things about it as well. For example, that if you buy the ticket, you can use it for 2 hours and switch buses and go anywhere, and you know, after 2 hours you have to pay again, but for 2 hours you just pay the one fare and you're ready to go. And if you have the Maltese public transport cards, the Tallinya cards, then your rides are even cheaper. So it's 75 cents.
For 2 hours, and
Yeah.
you can switch buses, like he says, and you can go anywhere. You can probably go around Ireland twice in those 2 hours. so-
Exactly. You can run to the shop and back, and you just pay that one ticket. And the next thing is that, like, there's routes pretty much to almost every place in Malta, because for 2 years to all the places we went, we just take the bus. And if you know the right bus stops, you know the right time when to get to them and the right buses.
And
like,
preferably if you're not in a hurry, because usually buses don't arrive when you're in a hurry, but when you don't really need to be anywhere, there will be
they'll
four.
be right on schedule.
Yeah, right after each other.
So once you crack the code of how to use the public transport, it's quite bearable. So it
Yeah,
has
it's great if you crack the code.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing. So that's our last pro of living here. So this is gonna be end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful. If it was, you can leave a like, and if you want us to make more videos like this one, you could subscribe. And if you already live in Malta, you can write in the comments your pros and cons about living here, so other people who think about moving here have more info. And if you have any more questions to us, you can definitely leave some comments. That would be great. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.